What's up, e-skaters? Are you looking for a good yet inexpensive electric skateboard? If you're willing to spend 370 bucks, stay tuned to this review. With so many electric skateboard companies out there, there's really a lot of choice and price is getting really competitive. The Meepo board is one of those boards that has really shocked the scene with such a low price tag. However, I did find another company for 25 bucks cheaper, and that's the Wowgo board. Jason, the owner of the company, actually was nice enough to send me one. So let's go for a ride and see if this board is worth the cheap price tag. So here's the remote. This is actually a pretty common remote for DIY guys. It's known as the winning remote. Has your throttle right here. Has a little finger hole right here. And it has your slow and fast modes right here. Your on and on right over here. And then your forward and backward right here. One thing I don't like is how close this forward and backward is to your thumb if you decide to kind of do this. There was one time where I pushed forward thinking I was going to go forward, and I had accidentally kicked this back into backward and went backward. It wasn't good, to say the least. All right, so let's take this thing for a cruise. Safety first. Always make sure you got your helmet. Let's go. Oh wow, wow. This thing has, for hub motors, has a nice torque. So I'd be real careful once you jump on this to be real sensitive with the controller and the throttle on the controller. Real smooth sounding. Barely any sound. I feel like the deck is a little small for, I mean, I'm a small guy, so for anyone bigger than me, it might not be too good. Alright, let's cruise. Woo! It's fast! But the one thing I also want to mention, and this is definitely worth mentioning, is that the braking curve, just like the throttle curve, is very sensitive. I've gotten used to it, I've gotten some practice with it, but you never want to jump on a board that you don't know, start riding it, and hit that brake super hard. It's something about the Chinese ESCs and the way they program it to be kind of a one-size-fits-all. I'm 150 pounds, so if I'm flying on this thing and I hit the brakes, I'm gonna eat it pretty hard. There's some guys over at the skate park right now. Let's go talk to them and get their opinion on the Wowgo board.
Neil, nice to meet you.
So like, this is where you gotta like really just kind of make sure you're on your, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Lean forward.
It's like riding a skateboard, huh, Joey?
Yeah, but you're just like fully. Whoa, let's get it!
Right?
I need one of these. Yeah. Wow, dude, my hand was sweating. I felt like.
What's your name again?
One. I'm George.
George? Neil.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. One?
Yeah.
Okay, so like when you're sitting there like this, it's gonna push you back.
Fast mode. Fast mode.
Go, George!
Fast. Come on, George.
Fuck!
That thing is gnarly.
Yeah.
Wowgo board.
Yeah.
It's
scary and awesome at the same time. I guess you just gotta learn how to ride it, but it is fun. And it has like an intense, like he said, like, cause I didn't know how to jump off, so I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna try to slow it down, but it's fun and it's good. It's a blast, that's all I can really say. If you want your heart going and you don't feel like pushing anywhere, because if you actually look, there's cracks all over the park. And yeah, that thing is convenient and super fun.
It's your first time too, right?
Yeah, first time. Wowgo, you killed it with that one. Send me one.
So let's talk about the specs. The Wowgo board runs on 2 dual motor hub motors with 250 watts apiece, adding up to about 500 watts. The front 2 wheels are running on 2 90mm longboard wheels that are about 85A duro. The deck is actually a combination of bamboo and maple. So it's 1-ply bamboo and 7-ply maple. I'd say it's a little bit on the rigid side. It's 36.5 inches long and about 9 inches wide. The ESC, or the electronic speed control, has a smart start and regenerative braking. And then some of the boring stuff to some people, but the battery. If you don't understand batteries too much, click on the link right here and check that video out. But the battery is a 10S 2P battery, so 10 cells and 2 in parallel. It's 42 volts, so it's a higher voltage, and it's 4,400 milliamp hours. And that comes out to 158.4 watt hours. So you're gonna get a lot of range on this board. So pros and cons about the Wow board. First off, this is a dual hub motor board. Going up hills was not a problem. I was actually pleasantly surprised. These are both 250 watt motors, adding up to about 500 watts, which is relatively low. But when I went up those hills, it was pretty nice. It was a nice steady speed going up hills, and I didn't have any problems. If you see here is the power button to turn it on. The nice thing about their ESC is that there is a smart start. So you just roll the wheels, make sure that there's connectivity between your RC remote and the ESC, and then you're ready to go. There's no need to bend over.
That's what she said.
To make sure to turn this on. It's just kind of a small feature that is really noticeable. And then lastly, I would say, is this just small addition of a handle. I found myself using it a lot. This thing comes in at $369.99. If I was able to find a board at $369.99, I'd be all over it. Especially during the time that I was looking for electric skateboards the other year. I couldn't find anything with decent specs under $500. I think at the time that there was like the unique Ego, and I wasn't really interested in that at all, so I decided to build my own. But if you're not kind of up for that challenge, you're breaking into the e-skate hobby, $369.99 is an awesome deal. I mean, just that's like parts alone. The funny thing is that this is the exact same board as the Meepo board. I didn't see anything different about it. His price on his board is $25 cheaper than Meepo. Regardless, I mean, I'm gonna take advantage of it at $369.99. That's really cheap. So now on to the cons of the board, and there are some cons. First off, if you look here, there is a camber on the deck. And what I mean by that is that the deck actually goes like this. But because of that camber and the speeds that you're gonna be going at, I did kind of feel like my back foot felt a little unstable. I always kind of had to constantly adjust that. And when you're going at high speeds, the last thing you want to do is adjust your foot. You want to make sure it's really planted in there and it just feels nice and snug. And that's kind of something that I was searching for on the Wowgo board. The next thing is the hub motors. These are dual hub motors. They're great. They got me up hills. They didn't seem very warm after going up hills or going on long runs or going really fast. But I can already kind of notice that the polyurethane on the outside, over time you're gonna want to change these. The polyurethane is on the thin side, and unfortunately you can't change the polyurethane on this. You actually have to buy the whole hub motor. Honestly, all in all, if you're trying to break into the scene trying to get into electric skateboards and not break that bank, this is the board to go with. I'd say this is probably the cheapest electric skateboard with the highest value that I have ever been on. Yo guys, so thanks a lot for checking out this video and taking the time to watch it till the end. Don't forget to hit that like button if you really like this video. Also, don't hesitate to share it on your social media. Every share actually goes a long way for me in growing this channel. Hopefully you guys really get a lot out of this. I'm gonna be getting back into more DIY as I'm gonna be putting together another electric board. Also, I know that there's a raffle giveaway winner that's long overdue, and I'm gonna be announcing that in my next video. So don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace! First off, it's really cheap. It comes out to about there's just a lot of with so many